So NextSpace, we've been in business for 18 months, so almost as long as Wells Fargo has. But one of the things that I want to say specifically to the finalists today is that I'm the CEO of a startup. We've been in business, as I just said, for 18 months, and I'm living proof that you can at least make it this far. And I got to tell you that once you guys get up and going and you really get your companies up and going, it is a wild ride. It's a fun ride. And I admire the heck out of you guys for taking the risk for even getting this far. So my hat's off to all you guys, whether you win or something else today. I guess I probably shouldn't say it. But one of the reasons why we started NextSpace, and I'll tell you a little bit about what it is in a minute, is because we thought that Santa Cruz in specific, but more broadly this region in general, was ripe for an entrepreneurial revival. We say in Santa Cruz that we always have, that we have this tremendous history of entrepreneurism and innovation that goes back a century or more, whether it's organic farming or wetsuits or headsets that were worn on the moon or the Human Genome Project. We've got a long and rich history of coming up with really cool, really crazy, some of them, ideas that actually turn into big, huge, viable businesses. So we started NextSpace because we sort of saw a lull in that in Santa Cruz, that we thought, hey, there are a lot of really talented people, there are a lot of really cool ideas, and oh, by the way, there's a pretty good amount of money out there to help fund some of this stuff. So NextSpace is our response to trying to bring all those things together in Santa Cruz. And so when Susan asked us to be involved in the regional business plan competition, we just saw that as a natural fit, because this region in general, when you take the institutions of higher learning that we have here, UCSC, MIIS, and all the others, when you've got organizations like Susan's Marine Technology Cluster, and then not to mention this is a region that has quite a bit of money in it, and I think a lot of people, particularly now when there's pretty much no safe place, I think, anymore to put your money, given what happened in the market and some of the things that are happening in the economic area, why not invest them in some of the burgeoning nascent companies that are here in Santa Cruz and in the region in general. So
and that's a commercial.
That's a commercial. That's right. And I know there's a lot of efforts that are going on these days around exactly that, and I think that we'll look back hopefully pretty soon on the history of the region, and we'll see this business plan competition as one of those kind of first important milestones where we really saw, hey, this is a region that can work together, we can bring the talent and ideas and the capital that are here all together. So the Wells Fargo folks got to do a commercial, so I'll do a little short one too about NextSpace. We feel that we are the workplace for the new economy, and we provide physical and virtual infrastructure for freelancers, entrepreneurs, and other independent creative class professionals to come together. And what we really think the big value add is certainly the physical space that we allow, that we provide to our members. But the real value is the 200 plus other folks who are NextSpace members, and the connections and the collaborations that happen between and among those folks. Sometimes it's something really small, like folks who get together over a cup of coffee and they find out they have something in common, personally, professionally. Sometimes they're coming together to work on projects. We even have a few examples in the last 18 months of our members coming together and actually founding companies together. So in that way, we sort of think we're not only revolutionizing the nature of work, but we're also expanding the definition of entrepreneurship. One of the provocative things that we like to say at NextSpace is that in the future, everybody's going to be self-employed, everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. As companies start to disaggregate, we realize through technology that we can work anywhere. So where all of you are hopefully founding companies that are going to grow pretty big and potentially employ lots of people, you may not be employing them in the way that you thought, in the sense that a lot of those folks will probably be freelancers, they'll be independents, and they'll come together around a specific idea and build a product or a service, and then kind of disaggregate and come back together again. So each one of those individual people is going to sort of be their own entrepreneur, micropreneur, solopreneur, some other terms that we sometimes hear. So we are really excited about sort of pushing that forefront of entrepreneurism as well. We do have sort of very traditional startups in NextSpace, so if you guys are looking for someplace cool to land once you guys win all the fabulous prizes today, our little commercials, come check us out at NextSpace. Bottom line is, I think that this business plan competition, as Susan is fond of saying, really is a great indicator of what's possible in this region. And so I wish you all well for your own sakes, but also for our collective economic future. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Jeremy. And NextSpace really is a cool space. So it used to be Cisco Space, is that who had it before? Back in the day, and you know, my incubator is a really nice place to come and start a business, but on Friday there's nobody there. You go to NextSpace in Santa Cruz on Friday, and it's 4 or 5 o'clock, it's still teeming with people everywhere in the center space. They have a little center space, they have offices around, depending on what your membership is. So
we give them beer.
Because you give them beer on Friday. I hadn't thought of that.
4 o'clock.